what's going on, everybody? Movie fan here, and yeah, another Saturday night, or Friday night, and yeah, we got another double feature for you guys. Tonight we are doing The Mutant, and, well, I'm sorry, there's no "the" there, just Mutant, and She-Wolf of London. So let's hit Mutant first. Actually, I'm not sure which title came out first, because it was actually, the version I watched was Mutant, but it also goes by Forbidden World. So I'm not sure which version's which. And from what I understand, there's like 2 or 3 cuts of this thing out there. There's like a director's cut, there's like a theatrical version, and then there's just like another, like in between. I don't know if it's like I don't know what the fuck it is. But from what I understand, there's 3 versions, and then I don't know which one I watched. I couldn't tell you because I haven't seen any of them before. I blind watched this one, went right into it. Mutant is... See, after the epic horror, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, masterpiece that was Alien came out, people started going, you know what? A bunch of people trapped on a ship with an alien just picking off one by one? We can do that. And then people did that. But it never quite, measured up to Alien. This is one of the many Alien ripoffs out there. This is 82, I believe. And, Mutant... It starts off with this dude, I forget the dude's name already. I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't a great movie. But this guy wakes up from like hypersleep or whatever, and deep sleeps, basically, whatever I call it. He gets out of his little chamber, and it's him and his robot sidekick, Sammy, who's just a dude in a stormtrooper mask. I'm not shitting you, it's a black stormtrooper mask. He may have a control panel like glued onto his t-shirt or something. It's pretty cheap. But anyways, that's the 2. But he wakes up and we're all like in the middle of like this battle, and he's being like he's getting shot, like the ship's getting blasted, and somehow he just like gets in there and and somehow blows them up. I'm not gonna lie, the editing's really bad on this movie, and I was just like, what the fuck's going on this first like 5 minutes? But after he destroys them, he's like, I'm going home. I don't know what this guy does normally to warrant a vacation, but apparently this guy's been out for a long time. But guess what? Sammy informs him that he has to stop off at this planet. That's another thing. I didn't realize he was going to a planet here. I thought he was on their spaceship, but apparently there's a scene where it lands. I must have missed it or something like that. But he goes to this space station, and what happens is, on this space station, filled with people, including a very young Michael Bowen, which you may know as Buck from Kill Bill. Anyways, he's been in other stuff too, but I'm blanking on anything else he's done. I think they're trying to create like a food supply for everybody, like a world or galaxy-wide food supply. And so they're just putting shit together, and they're just mixing and matching and shit. And anyways, they created this alien thing, this mutant. They created a mutant, which looks kind of like a... Actually, you know what it looks like? Did anybody ever read the Max comic books, or even seen the cartoon on MTV? Like those little things. It looks kind of like that. But anyways, long story short, it breaks out, starts picking them off one by one. This movie I thought was so ridiculous, but it was so odd at the same time. Like, there's 2 girls on this in the crew. And like when the guy shows up, and this guy's not a looker at all. Like this guy is literally like, he's kind of like you. I don't know if he's done anything before. I mean, he may be like a veteran actor or whatever. But it was the early '80s, and guess what? He fucks them both. Well, he fucks one of them, and we got a pretty long sex scene there. And then walks in on the on the other one, like she's in the shower, like a sauna. And, like, doesn't walk away. Like, she's just like, you can leave now. And he's just like, like, the creepiest thing ever. Like, I'm like, this guy is clearly, like, a rapist. But it worked, because she's just kind of like, I'm relaxed now, and drops, So, the funniest thing about this movie, like, the movie itself, it's a standard paint-by-numbers kind of, alien or mutant break. I'm gonna call it an alien, though it's a mutant. It breaks out, and it is picking them off one by one. However, what's ridiculous about it is there's this random scene, and I'm just going to focus on these nudity scenes because, fuck it, the rest of the movie ain't really worth talking about. There's this random scene where, like, someone gets killed, and there's the corpse down or whatever, and the girl, the younger of the 2, is like, oh my god, and then the other girl comes behind her, she's like, here, let's go, But then the next scene you see them in, it's just them naked in a shower together. I'm not making this up. And like she's kind of like, the older one's kind of bathing the younger one a little bit, and she's just kind of like, you know, talking. And they have this very long, like, extended talk. Like, you get the impression like that was supposed to be like a scene where like maybe she's consoling her like in a bed somewhere, or she's like on the couch, or, you know, just in the office somewhere. And the director's like, fuck that, we need more titties. Put them in a shower. It was just the most random fucking scene, and it's great. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I've always said, like, you know, you don't have to have nudity in a movie if the movie's good. But if a movie sucks, by all means, load it up. I mean, at this point, you might as well. In fact, I think we should start having ladies in the shower in any movie. Like, half the shit she makes me watch, I think we should start putting ladies in the shower. Pitch Perfect 2 would have done pretty good with a shower scene. It could be even Rebel Wilson. I'd be okay with that. Rebel Wilson and the bitch with the big tits, the Anna Kendrick. Shower scene, just out of nowhere, just a random. Like, take any of those scenes where they have like a serious conversation and just put in the shower. That's what they did in this movie. That's what Mutant is. It's literally and then the funniest part is, and then toward the end, spoiler alert, they kill the mutant. They feed him cancer. I'm not making this up. They one of the guys who the whole time he just looks sickly anyways. Which I'm just joking. I'm like, dude, like, the guy's constantly smoking like these black cigarettes. And he's just hacking up the lung, like in every scene. Like every scene, just be like, huh, just so you guys know I'm sick. And he is sick. Turns out he has cancer. So what they do is they cut him open and they pull the tumor out. It's this pretty good sized tumor. And then they fucking feed it, like force feed it into the mutant, and it kills it instantly. Like instantly. Like as soon as he tastes his tumor, he's like, oh fuck, and he dies. The end though, like as, you know, he's sitting there, he's consoling the younger girl, like, you know, the only two that survived. I think maybe Sammy survives, he's a robot, but anyway, as he's sitting there consoling her, you're just getting quick flashes from like every scene in the movie, and you're just kind of like, are they remembering this? Is this for us? Is this them? Like, what the fuck? But literally, it's a quick review of everything. It's almost like Saw. Like, you know, at the end of every Saw movie, they do the recap where they just start throwing random shit at you. But at least it's connected. It's part, you know, it's telling a story. Like, it's like, in case you didn't quite get this twist, here's what we're talking about. But here, it makes no sense, because literally it's just them, and it's just like scene. And literally, we even get like every nudity scene thrown at you like 3 or 4 times a piece. You're like, oh shit, he should we had titties in this movie. And oh, the mutant killed this guy. And you're just like, wow. That's it. It's hard to really recommend this movie, because it was, like, they're taking it seriously. They're all game. They're ready, you know, we're in a mutant movie. It's not a ripoff of Aliens. And we're going to make it, you know, something. And it's not. Yeah, it's hard for me to recommend everyone this, how weird it is, and this how bad it is. If anything else, I'll recommend it for the nude shower scene, just because it literally comes out of nowhere. You're just like, what the fuck? But yeah, that's Mutant right there, so check it out. It was produced by Roger Corman, who I think he also did that Galaxy of Terror, which is also like another like alien ripoff, pretty much. Stay away from him. It's something else. All right, up next we got She-Wolf of London. Going back to 1946 on this one. Universal picture in which this young girl thinks, and I'm a spoiler alert right off the bat, because this one, it's 1946. If you really want to watch it, just stop the video now and then we're gonna go check it out. But this young girl, she's probably in her early 20s, but she's you know, about to get married to this rich guy, and she lives at home with her aunt and her cousin, and they're in this big mansion, and there's a curse. There's a werewolf curse that you know, is in her bloodline, and there's a string of murders going on, and she's starting to think like, maybe I did it. Right off the bat, I noticed, like, well, not off the bat, but we go like 25 minutes of this movie with no werewolf sighting, just like hearing people being killed, but you don't actually see it. And I'm like, there's no werewolf, is there? Like, this is going to be a whodunit type thing at the end. And there's only a handful of people, and you're just like, well, it's not going to be the main girl. It's going to be someone who's acting shady around her. Her fucking aunt. And sure enough, it's her aunt. Her aunt did it. But as I'm watching it, I keep waiting for it. And sure enough, you don't. And then whenever the she-wolf does appear, it's always like in the background. Or a quick glimpse of like a girl in a hood. Like, not even a werewolf. Like, literally, there's a girl in the hood jumping on somebody, and then like the guy screams. Like, the dude, the kind of guy screaming in this movie is ridiculous. But anyways, then whenever like someone like shows up real quick, you just see the hooded girl run away, and I'm like, well, that's not a werewolf. Are you fucking for real? Now, I shouldn't put too much blame on that. I don't know. It's weird because up until a certain point in cinema, before we kind of added, I guess, I know there's always like a supernatural element throughout, but it didn't seem like until like, I don't know, Nosferatu, I guess. And I could be wrong, school me if I'm wrong, but it always felt like with a lot of these older horror movies, whenever we would say like there's, it's a vampire, or it's a werewolf, or it's a monster, or there's an ape on the loose, or whatever, it always turned out to be like some kind of Scooby-Doo, look who it is, it's really this guy in it. And it seemed like once Universal started cranking out actual monster movies, like when they're like, no, there ain't nobody behind, a mask. This is a fucking vampire. This is a werewolf. It felt like, all right, we're in this thing. And this one just took a step back. This is 1946. Like, this is getting close to the end of, like, the horror boom anyways. So, like, the 40s, like, the horror was just kind of winding down big time. Universal's kind of run, and this is, like, one of the last Universal, before they started doing the Abbott Costello, which I hear, I've yet to see any of them. I know I'm a poser. Which I hear great things, but they're not horror, they're comedy, so I just feel like this is a big step back if you were a horror fan or producer at the time, because you're just like, we're going back to the Scooby-Doo type, endings and shit. And then on top of that, there's a movie I watched, I own it, a long time ago. I want to say it's called Moon of the Wolf. Once again, if I'm wrong, school me. But it was the same thing where it's down in Louisiana. I think it was a made-for-TV movie, too. It's even better in the 70s. But it was like a Louisiana, and there's a werewolf on the loose. And when I'm watching it at first, I didn't catch on initially like I should have. Because I was like, it's a werewolf. And I'm like, well, they're not showing a werewolf because clearly it's a very low budget, whatever. And it turned out to be just a guy pretending to be a werewolf to be a killer. But I've seen that now. So now when I'm watching this, I caught it instantly. I was like, oh shit, that's what they're doing. And sure enough, that's what they're doing. Atmosphere looks great on this thing. I mean, Universal always had that, fucking on lock and key, down pat. Just fucking, they got scenery, you got the fog. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Universal movie. Acting's, top notch as well. Like I said, story just a little kind of, because once again, you figure it out pretty quickly. We don't have a werewolf, do we? And yeah, it kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it seems like, and I know they're popular, but that entire box set, that Werewolf Legacy I got, or the Wolfman Legacy, it's my least favorite of all the Universal box sets I have. I was not a fan of the Wolfman. I'm sorry, 13th Wolfman, I know you're gonna claw me now. I understand it. I wasn't a big fan. It's boring to me. Werewolf of London, sucked. I did not care for it, and now She-Wolf of London. I'm just like, I think that also has Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. That's 1 out of 4, and that's not good. But yeah, I don't know. This one, like I said, I will say this is the same time I watched it, because when I first bought the box set, I watched it, and then I watched it for this review. It goes down a little easier the second time around, I guess, because you know ahead of time, you know what to expect. But still, yeah, it's just kind of like, how does the girl not? I don't know. This seems so fucking obvious all around, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of it's another lackluster double feature. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kind of going through my list here. I'm picking out the ones people have been talking about or whatever. And I'm throwing them out here, but yeah, this is another kind of one. Mutant and She-Wolf of London. It's hard to recommend either one, but you know what? If you're a fan of horror and like me, just like to watch some odd stuff that you would probably never watch otherwise, give them a shot. Give them a shot, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, dude. I don't know what it's like in your guys' neck of the woods, but back here, fucking nice. Like, dude, it's alright. It's been like this since like February. Fucking loving it. I'm loving it. Go global warming. I'm just saying. People like Phantom. That's not funny. Your kids or your kids' will be stuck with a horrible, like, oh, fuck them, I don't care. That's their problem. I'm in the now, and I love this temperature. We didn't have much of a winter in our area, and that's awesome. More of that, please. So, all right, guys, take care. Till next week.